Getting to Arena Champion is a difficult task no matter what, but I want to show you guys here that we did this in less than 25 days on a brand new server while also being 100% completely free to play. We still have our first reward purchase badge up here that we've yet to purchase anything, and our account is coming along swimmingly. Getting really lucky. We did have a couple high rolls here, of course, that definitely attribute to the speed in which we got here. Getting up to an Aaron, basically up to Supreme Plus very quickly with some luck. We got one from S-Stone shards, then we get the rest from, like, you know, epic recruits and stuff like that. We did hard focus Arden, and I think this is going to be something really important I want to talk about as far as how you build the account. Typically, the first A level you want to bring to like Mythic Plus is typically Odie, but for the fact that we started the game when Lily May came out, and Lily May is just hands down like the best bossing damage dealer in the game, it made it so that we could change up the order of going for things. And because we went for more of the traditional arena heroes, you can see here right now we're ranked 23. We did get beaten down a little bit, but we did get to rank 20 earlier today, getting us those extra rewards. Now getting past that to top 5, that's not going to happen, but I'm happy to say that we did break into the top 20, getting, most importantly, these extra 25 temporal essence, because those help an absolute ton. If you guys want to see what we're working with at this point, yes, we have plus 10 on Lily May, we have plus 10 on Aaron for that immobilization effect as well. And after we got to that rank, we finally got Arden up to plus 10. We had him at plus 8 for the stat buffs and everything. We did finally get him up here to the higher level, and I kind of have to decide now if I want to continue pushing him forward. 16 more copies in order to get a Supreme Plus, but that does mean that the Thunderstrike can hit the same target within 1 second instead of 2. Something to consider, but I do think it's very interesting too, because we are doing surprisingly well in AFK pushing as well. If you take a look here, we were pushing deficit. I mean, technically we're pushing 2k deficit, nothing to talk about or anything, but we haven't been able to push at times up to a couple 100,000 deficit with this type of team without having to go with the more traditional team where, you know, you heavily invest in certain heroes like your tanks, like you kind of focus on Antandra, you go for the Ceci strategy. That strategy is really good for AFK pushing. However, it really does suffer when it comes to PvP, and I do think the fact that we pushed more towards PvP early on was kind of a good thing, because not only are you getting more summons because you're racking up more diamonds, you're also unlocking additional temporal essence, which without that we would not be where we are right now. Now, one thing to remember, because we're on the test servers, this is a different environment than when you maybe started in AFK Journey, because there are so many events, and so many of these events are also providing summons, while some of the other ones, like Crystal Clash here that we have, are providing things like those temporal essence and, of course, stellar crystals. That's another reason why on this account we've actually been able to get to a legendary plus Scarlita. And to be honest, we're almost getting another copy. Now, we just bought one in our guild store, so we're back down to 3,000 guild medals. But you can see right here, when the weeklies reset one more time, we're only 8 copies away from another Scarlita copy. So we're 48 stellar crystals away from the next one. That sounds like a lot, and it kind of is, but you got to remember, with the Emporium, every single month here we can get what we get, like 4 more from here. We're gonna be able to purchase more from here, so I need to start saving some of our diamonds up. The arena is gonna reset. We can grab those. We are now going to be able to access the champion store every week as well, so we're gonna have a lot of stellar crystals coming in pretty soon. And of course, we're going to be able to get more temporal essence from the Valor store for the other new game modes. So there's been a lot of fast progression being had here. And of course, you notice I did go all in on the Arden copies, because the second I unlocked his Mythic Plus, the game just changes. The amount of crowd control and damage output you have is amazing. The only decision I now have to make is, do I actually still go for Odie, or do I go a less traditional route, like going for more healing on Damien, maybe getting Coco up to get her Mythic Plus much faster so that she can give us that damage reduction and then shield and things like Dream Realm, because even though we have been focusing PvP, because we have Lily May, we get pretty good rankings. We're usually somewhere in 100 to 150 rank every day. That might not sound super amazing to you if you guys are playing on global or anything like that, because even my Mauler Mean team did like much better than this. We were like top 50 every day. These servers are so much more densely populated. To put it into perspective, the first day in global, I think there was like literally 40 or 50 servers. The first 4 days we were only up to server like 7 or 8 when it comes to the test servers, the VN servers. So just keep that in mind. Players are much more densely populated and an active player base on these servers from what I experienced, and there's a lot more spenders too. We're going to talk about that later in the week too, because the sales have been absolutely crazy in VN and everything. So additional things like, you know, we get more gems and everything from having this new game mode unlocked, which is awesome too, with the Ravaged Realm. That one is really, really awesome. We have Guild Supremacy, which again is another good source of getting those guild medals, getting those diamonds. I think we're up to like, what, 11 here? So that's not too bad. As far as rewards go, there's also going to be the ranking in 15 days that we're going to get additional resources from. We're going to get some summons eventually here too. So there's just a lot of ways that we've gotten here, and honestly building the proper and correct team and fighting smartly is very, very important. Making sure you're not hitting up too high and losing points, even if it's just a few, is very important. Also knowing what matchups you do very well against matters as well. You also want to make sure your placement of heroes is smart. And this is the one really weird thing. You know, when everybody started global, every enemy team had a Vala. Well, now every team has like a Supreme plus Lily May. So you can't really build a team that's banking on doing ultimates. That's one thing I will say Arden does suffer from, is the fact that the timing of Lily May's ultimate almost always times up with his ultimate. So a lot of these battles he doesn't get his ability off, but the fact that we have Mythic Plus and higher on Aaron, allowing us to group enemies up early on, and the fact that we have Scarlita already Legendary Plus is a huge boost here. Now, sometimes we pick different between Enlightening on Arden and Confining Spell, but this team right here is very, very good. If you can get the Scarlita, this is really awesome. If not, if you have like a powerful Thorn, maybe you have a Mythic Plus Thorn, that can be a really good substitute right there. So let's throw a couple battles in here. Again, sometimes I'll even use heroes like Almas, or I kind of used Almas as my hero before I got the Scarlita. But let me show you guys what this combat actually looks like. So the grouping sometimes doesn't happen if there is a Lily May, but being that we put Aaron in the front, he gets energy very, very quickly, and Scarlita basically gives him the survivability to keep going. One thing Lily May does amazingly is usually she is blocking the first Thorn ultimate, which is actually very huge because, as you guys know, Thorn's ultimate does crazy stuff here. You see right there, Lily May just got her ultimate, and that's going to completely block down our Arden, so we might take an L here, actually. Yeah, you can see that's the one really downside of this right here. The timing on that can be really, really bad. And depending on how the RNG goes and everything like that, you can still lose a lot of battles where you feel like you should probably win. But I will say the fact that we have Damien and stuff giving a lot of support to our team as well can be really awesome. Somehow our Aaron is, our Aaron's, yeah. I was like, how's Aaron still alive? It's because he was inside the Reiner ability. So going up against Lily Mays is an extremely tough task, especially if you are using that strategy of Aaron. So just keep that in mind. That's going to be very important. But you guys can kind of see like a bunch of people, a lot of people have been trying to hit me over and over, trying to get victories out of us and everything. You can see people have like Freyestos and stuff, Cocos. You can kind of see how these battles kind of flow here. And if they don't have it, if the enemy team essentially doesn't have a Lily May, that usually is a very, very good sign for us, because that usually means our team goes unhindered when it comes to ultimates, mainly our Arden. And that's why I think Lily May has become so freaking important, because not only stopping the Aaron ultimates, but also the timing right now to stop the Arden ultimates. Because right here you see we're basically on like death's door, yet somehow Arden comes out of nowhere, gets a really, really good CC into Lily May. Holy cow, we actually barely pulled out victories with Damien. I didn't even watch this one before then. That is crazy. Damien getting the W. So I know a lot of people are always like, getting there takes forever. It really just depends on how you're focusing and building your team. And if the first hero you build isn't specifically for PvP, it can become a much harder task to accomplish. But if you don't, you'll get to champion and then maybe even into the top 20 if you can get a good enough team built. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. That was my free-to-play journey to champion. We're already there and we're getting stellar crystals, which is absolutely huge. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time.